Scientists have been conducting studies and explorations that focus on detecting and locating intelligent life in outer space. However, none have succeeded. At most, the closest aliens we can see are those from TV shows and movies. That's not until a recent study discovered two galaxies that possibly belong to these unknown space creatures. Yeah, you heard that right. And in today's video, we'll discuss the latest discovery and reveal how close we are to finally meeting the very first alien in human history. For us to understand how experts were able to determine the presence of these aliens in outer space, it's essential that we understand the Kardashev Scale. The Kardashev Scale was created to assess a civilization's technological progress based on the amount of usable energy it possesses. This scale was created in 1964 by Russian astrophysicist Nikolai Kardashev, who during that time was hunting for clues of extraterrestrial life in cosmic signals. It has three base classes of civilizations based on different levels of energy they're able to use. I get it, it can be confusing, but let me give you a quick run-through of the difference between these civilizations. A Type 1 civilization can access all the energy on its planet and store it for later use. And we, as a civilization, are far from Type 1 status. The total amount of energy we theoretically have to use here on Earth is 89 petawatts. And in 2021, humans used a measly 0.06 petawatts, far from a Type 1 civilization. On the other hand, a Type 2 civilization directly absorbs all the energy of a star, most likely through the use of a Dyson sphere. The Sun gives off a mind-boggling 174 petawatts of energy, almost double of what is even available on Earth. Last but not least, a Type 3 civilization has the capacity to absorb all the energy released by its galaxy, including energy from any galaxy-wide objects like stars and black holes. To begin, humans have yet to reach any of these levels, as we are still a Type 0 civilization on Earth, because we got our energy from dead plants and animals. This also means that we have a long way to go before we're promoted to at least a Type 1 civilization. All things considered, theoretical physicist Michio Kaku believes humanity will achieve Type 1 within the next 100 to 200 years. Speaking of different types of civilization, experts believe that they've found evidence of two civilizations in the galaxy that is currently the home of aliens. Specifically, we're talking about Type 2 and Type 3 civilizations. Let's first dive into the possible existence of super advanced aliens in Type 3 civilization. As you may recall, we mentioned how Type 3 is the most advanced kind and can harness as much energy as the entire galaxy. The cool thing is that this civilization may use its galaxy's stars to harness energy using the hypothetical structure known as a Dyson sphere, which surrounds a star to collect its energy output. By harnessing the power of its star through a space-based system, an alien civilization could meet its growing energy requirements and push its society to the next level. This is one of the many reasons scientists believe that super advanced aliens may be found in these civilizations. Researchers behind the latest study believe they can detect a Type 3 civilization by checking mid-infrared emissions for hints of many Dyson spheres in odd places. In connection with this, they examined the emissions of 21 galaxies with high mid-infrared radiation for the study, and based on their findings, 4 of these galaxies exhibited mid-infrared emissions that were 10 times stronger. Chen, a postdoctoral fellow at the National Astronomical Observatory of China, and her co-author, explained this by saying, 2 of them were identified as natural sources. One was an active galactic nuclei, and another was a star-forming galaxy, which means their excessive mid-infrared emissions arise from different kinds of mechanisms. We don't know the reason for the high mid-infrared to radio ratio of the other 2. Sadly, that's everything for now, since most parts of the 2 galaxies remain a mystery. However, Chen and her team believe that the cause of this spike is the existence of aliens in these galaxies. Chen further elaborates on this out-of-this-world idea. She mentioned that every galaxy's radio and infrared emissions have a link. Galaxies emit radiation over the infrared spectrum, which sends off heat information, which is why this pair continues to search for other mid and far infrared spectra for signs of alien emissions. Moving on, experts are also taking a closer look at a Type 2 civilization they discovered. A recent article released by the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, researchers in Russia announces the detection of a signal anomaly emanating from the direction of a star 95 light-years away. The star, HD 164595, is noteworthy because it's around the same size and age as our Sun and has a similar level of metallicity. At the same time, other researchers have reportedly discovered a Neptune-sized planet around it. This pattern of detection is very similar to the one mentioned above, which discusses the possibility of alien existence in a Type 3 civilization because of unexplained infrared emissions and signal. There are other studies about aliens. As most of you are aware, this is not the first attempt to locate aliens because there have been countless trials and errors in order to successfully identify one. The most recent one is an effort to expand the scope of the study to hopefully get satisfactory results. In May of 2023, it was reported that scientists have broadened their search for technologically advanced extraterrestrial civilizations by looking for a form of signal that could be created by potential intelligent aliens that has previously gone unnoticed. Previously, projects that aimed to discover alien technology focused on narrow-band radio signals concentrated in a narrow frequency range or on single anomalous transmissions. The latest endeavor, which scientists announced in May of this year, focuses on a novel signal type that may allow evolved civilizations to communicate across huge interplanetary distances. The scientists are watching for wideband pulsating signals with repetitive patterns, a series of pulses repeated every 11 to 100 seconds and spanning a few kilohertz, similar to pulses used in radar transmission. The search encompasses a frequency range that is about 1/10 the span of a typical FM radio station. Akshay Suresh, a Cornell University graduate student in astronomy and lead author of a scientific paper published in the Astronomical Journal, described the new effort, saying the signal searched in our work would belong to the category of deliberate "we are here" type beacons from alien worlds. Aliens may possibly use such beacons for galaxy-wide communications, for which the core of the Milky Way is ideally placed. One may picture aliens employing such light-speed signals to relay crucial events, such as preparations for interplanetary migration before a huge star explodes. The Breakthrough Listen Investigation for Periodic Spectral Signals, also known as the BLIPS project, is a cooperation between Cornell University, the SETI Institute, and Breakthrough Listen, and valued at $100 million to seek advanced alien life. And let me tell you, this project is pretty cool. BLIPS has focused on a slither of the sky, less than 1/200th the size of the Moon, spanning towards the center of the Milky Way, nearly 27,000 light-years away, using a ground-based radio telescope in West Virginia. And because the area contains approximately 8 million stars, the project's leader believes that if extraterrestrial life forms exist, they would most likely populate rocky planets orbiting in what is known as the habitable zone, or Goldilocks zone, around a star which is usually not too hot or too cold. Scientists in various monitoring programs passively scan for alien transmissions and do not deliberately broadcast signals announcing our presence on Earth. But while this might be very exciting news, experts have a little reminder. In my opinion, transmission of "we are here" type beacons comes with the danger of potentially inviting aliens with unknown intentions to the Earth, Suresh said. Vishal Gajjar of the SETI Institute and University of California added, "In my personal opinion, as a relatively young species in the grand cosmic scale, it would be prudent for us to focus on listening and investigating before embarking on deliberate transmissions. Furthermore, it's crucial to recognize that sending signals on behalf of the entire Earth raises political and ethical considerations. Presently, it would not be appropriate for a single country or entity to make decisions on behalf of the entire planet," Gajjar concluded. While these studies won't allow us to meet the very first alien ever, this is nonetheless a very big step towards that goal. Through this, we are given a much clearer image of what an alien civilization might look like, which allows us to do much needed preparation for a future when we might need to coexist with them. How about you? Do you believe aliens exist? Let us know in the comments, and like and subscribe for more.